heartbeats, one dream. Many heartbeats, one pulse. Sagicor, celebrating Jamaican success. The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock.
Coming up in CVM News at 7, one of St. Catherine's most wanted killed in shootout with police. Braco crash claims 4 lives. Beryl relief grant distribution begins tomorrow. We also have our Sunday premiere of Inspire Jamaica. While in sports, Kishane Thompson mines Olympic silver in 100 meters. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7, the weekend edition. Welcome. It's Sunday, August 4, 2024. I'm TK Dawkins. 3 men were fatally shot during an alleged shootout with security forces in Trial Heights, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Zimroy Zim Geddes, who had been listed as one of the most wanted, is among the 3. The identities of the other 2 men have not yet been released. The police military team initiated their operation around 5:30 this morning when they approached a premises believed to be associated with wanted individuals. Upon arrival, they reportedly came under gunfire from those inside the location. In response, the security forces returned fire, resulting in 3 men being shot. Head of the JCF Communications Unit, SSP Stephanie Lindsay, provided additional details about the confrontation and Geddes.
One of the police officers was also injured. Thank God his injuries are not considered life-threatening. So the investigation continues. We know that the area commander, acting Assistant Commissioner Christopher Phillips, he visited the area just to get some first-hand brief from the commanding officer and the lead investigating officer as they continue to carry out these operations and to ensure that the citizens in this part of the country can be safe and feel safe and reassured that the police officer will not leave them to the hands of the criminals. He was wanted for more than 1 murder, and he was also being investigated in a number of other shooting incidents as well. So there are a number of things that the investigators have on this individual.
Head of Area 5, Acting Assistant Commissioner Christopher Phillips, was also on hand to provide insight into the joint military-police operations currently ongoing across his command.
And so these teams are going right across Area 5. So the intensity is not just in St. Catherine North, but right across Area 5. There are some communities now that we have close watch on. We talk about places like Cassava Fields up in St. Andrew North, Granspen area, up in Lawrence Tavern area. In St. Thomas, we are also watching Seaport and Yalas and those other communities. So the teams are fully situated around wanted persons, persons of interest. We also know that this fellow was aligned to the one other gang and operates mainly in the Homestead community. So one of the things that I would want to say to those communities that as we intensify our operational activities, be watchful in your communities because persons are moving in under disguise because they're moving out of those areas that we continue to visit and to do operations.
At about 8 Sunday morning, a silver Toyota Probox, which serves the Discovery Bay to St. Anne's Bay route in St. Anne, was travelling towards Falmouth Trelawney when, on reaching an uphill section of the North Coast Highway in Braco, it collided into the rear of a trailer travelling in the same direction. As at news time, 4 people, including a teen, have died as a result of their injuries. Joel Crosskill reports.
The Braco crash has claimed the lives of driver, 65-year-old Marlon Lyons of Braco Trelawney, 39-year-old Jody Levy of Brownstown St. Ann, Sabrina Downey, and 19-year-old Gayon Walters of Alexandria St. Ann. 3 others are said to be seriously injured. DSP Winston Milton, commanding officer for the Trelawney Division, provided an assessment of what occurred.
It is evident, just looking at the mangled remain of the vehicle, that the deceased persons were traveling in, that this vehicle was traveling at a very high speed at the time of the impact. Based on the number of persons injured here, it is evident that at least 7 persons were in this vehicle, which was licensed to carry 5. Additionally, our effort to ensure that a safe corridor within this segment of the North Coast Highway have been significantly impacted by motorists who continue to flash their light whenever we are out on the street, warning oncoming motorists of our presence. We are urging motorists to desist from doing this, because the end result of that is usually what we are seeing here.
It's become a disturbingly frequent sight for emergency responders like Ronald Blissett, Assistant Superintendent of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Trelawney Division.
Our team immediately got into operation and carried out the extrication of the 3 persons who were in the ambulance. Or rather, 3 persons who were in the crew box. We recognized on checking them, our EMTs were also on scene. They did the check and found that they appeared lifeless. And so these were removed. We were informed that 4 persons were transported to the hospital, 2 were transported before arrival, and 2 were transported by the hospital ambulances. And I must say, it's very unfortunate that we have this kind of occurrence. We have too many people dying on the roads, and I could only implore the drivers to take it easy on the road, to obey the speed limits and pay attention, as we can't afford to lose any more lives at this time. It's very sad for all of us.
A taxi operator who witnessed the aftermath of the deadly collision expressed remorse at the unnecessary loss of life and the added scrutiny now placed on the transport sector.
Not all on the road. You can put another pressure on we get from the government. So this man, no matter about the party they keep out for the weekend, and be careful of the driver, them and all them driving and all them something where I go on. And then unfortunately, just after that this happened, it's sad, bad. It's sad, bad. We then look for this on the Sunday morning. Trust me. You see me, before life on the Sunday morning, you know, so I know nothing normal that. And we still can lose another one same way. You understand? Or more same way. We really feel it for all of the people them way did inside of it and who lose them life, Yeah, man, condolence to the families where lose them loved ones same way, and they work to work and then wait to work same way. Yeah, because all the people them in that car right now are working people them and then wait to work.
Joel Crossgill, CVM News.
Meanwhile, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, who has been touting the reduction in road fatalities since the start of the year, called for additional provisions to be made to assist in determining the causal factors behind some of the more unusual road fatalities across the country.
How this happened is going to be the subject of an investigation. But this is absolutely horrendous, which means that for the month of August, 8 people have already died, and a total of 236 people have died for the year. This comes against a background of a significant reduction in both June and July of road fatalities. This was unexpected, and it means that all hands will have to be on deck to warn our people about driving carefully, not only during the Independence celebration, but for the rest of the year. One of the challenges we face with situations like this, where clearly the driver must have been distracted by something, whether he was driving under the influence of alcohol or distracted by a cell phone or something, is that because of certain legal impediments, we are currently unable to test their drivers to see if they have alcohol in their blood. This is something that we have been in discussion with the Ministry of Health. And just last week, I initiated another set of discussions to see if we can bring this situation to resolution. Hopefully, this is something that we can overcome, because it's an important step in trying to determine the cause of some of these crashes, especially these bizarre ones.
The Social Transformation and Renewal Project, also known as Project STAR, was created by the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, the PSOJ, in partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, to enhance communities through societal transformation. And over in Parade Gardens, residents are appreciative of the initiative. One resident, Mavis Ferguson, is commending the foundation for its work.
This organization is prepared to put in a lot of resources to help with this community. And I'm very, very, very happy to see how they have developed the community. They have targeted most of all of the persons or the individuals that have needs, the golden agers, the children, the everything. After school program, homework programs, and all of those things were all embraced. And we are very happy, and I'm very happy to be a part of this group, because I see where they have hit the spots where the needs of this community is concerned.
As the foundation continues to grow, more agencies are contributing to the cause. The Guardian Life team made their appearance in Parade Gardens as well. Vice President of Employee Benefits, Constance Hu, says it's a great opportunity for her team. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Project STAR initiative, Keith Duncan, says having more agencies on board is a good look for the foundation.
Project STAR is a partnership between the private sector, the public sector, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It's a socio-economic development project aimed at lifting communities, marginalized, vulnerable, and mostly violent communities across Jamaica. We deal with social protection, social cohesion, economic programs, and most importantly, it's led by the community. The community has to own STAR, Project STAR, for it to be sustainable. So we are facilitators, and we partner with ministries, departments, and agencies, the private sector, and the police to work in these communities. We've been seeing tremendous results to date, and that's as a result of the support that we have received from companies like Guardian Group, who have given us the support to be able to mobilize and to get Project STAR up and running over the last 2 years.
This project will help under-resourced communities to build on their social and economic skills. Overall, this project that will be medium to long term will help not just the communities, but for positive news for Jamaica on a whole, and Guardian Life is more than happy to help this project.
Some electricity customers receiving estimated bills from the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited, the JPS, have received a 40% reprieve after the Office of Utilities Regulation, the OUR, approved a mechanism for calculating these bills following Hurricane Beryl. JPS advised that for the billing cycle, which commenced on July 8 and as at July 22, 226,000 bills were yet to be issued, of which 56,000 were to be billed on estimated consumption. JPS is required to indicate to the OUR how it will deal with those customers who already received estimated bills in July, as they should also benefit from similar treatment. The company says it has also relaxed its collections and disconnection processes and has not disconnected customers for non-payment of bills since the passage of the hurricane. The JPS committed to achieve 100% restoration of electricity by August 12, a timeline Energy Minister Beryl had previously hoped would be amended, and that he now expresses doubt around its achievement.
And my position remains the same. JPS missed all the deadlines that they have given to me as minister and to the cabinet and to the government. And I don't see anything that they have done in terms of increasing their resources, human and otherwise, to be able to meet the targets that they have now indicated.
However, some Jamaicans whose homes were destroyed by the recent passage of Hurricane Beryl are set to begin receiving relief grants from the government as soon as Monday, August 5. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement at the handover of units under the new social housing program in North Central Clarendon recently.
The government has outlined a comprehensive recovery plan for reconstruction to assist families who have been verified and assessed as having suffered damage. You may recall that I had announced in Parliament just over $1 billion for this element of the reconstruction and recovery, and the Minister of Labour and Social Security would have given the details, which would be $400,000 for persons who have been assessed as having totally lost their homes, $150,000 to persons assessed as having substantial damage, and $50,000 for persons who would have been assessed as having minor damage. I'm happy to report that come Monday, we will start the distribution of the grants for those persons who suffered total loss of their house. And we will be doing, on Monday morning, we will be having a handing over ceremony for the grants to some of the beneficiaries.
Prime Minister Holness intends to complete the handing over process within the next 3 to 4 weeks, ahead of back to school. More news at 7 after this break.
Thank you for all that you have done. We are here to support you no matter what.
Just keep up the good work.
White covers are still going to be knocking either way.
Big up on yourself, represent straight and bring home the medals.
Thank you very much competing, representing Team Jamaica.
I am absolutely proud of them.
Don't look left nor right, run and win.
Be yourself and give it your best shot. You are going to do something extraordinary. We have no doubt about that.
Enjoy yummy for the summertime. Win big for the back to school. It's the Yummy Summer Back to School promotion. Purchase one each of these yummy products: yummy cheese bread, cornbread, jamboree, and 5-ounce buns. Write your name, address, and contact number on the back of your receipt and mail with the empty packages. Send in with your Yummy salesman or drop off at your nearest Yummy agency or entry box in participating supermarkets. Enter today and win your share of over 1.4 million in cash and prizes. Win big for the back to school. Follow us at Yummy Bakery JA for more details. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Bollywood has never been this good. Catch Made for Each Other weekdays at 12:30 p.m. on your drama station. Brought to you by
Hyundai.
This is the land of my birth. Jamaica's biggest and most epic show, the Independence Grand Gala, will unfold Independence Day, Tuesday, August 6th at 5:30 p.m. inside the National Stadium, and it will be live right here on CVM. See the pomp and pageantry, the colorful mass dances, the entertaining pop acts, the amazing fireworks display, the breathtaking drone show, and so much more. Independence Grand Gala, National Stadium, August 6th, 5:30 p.m. Catch it live right here on CVM.
It's ba-ba-boom time this week.
Welcome back to CVM News at 7. We now take you to regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In St. Lucia, the new minimum wage will come into effect on October 1, 2024. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre announced the date during the Emancipation Day celebration in Soufrière. More from DBS Television.
The highlight of Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre's address was the announcement of a new minimum wage of $1,130, which will come into effect within 2 months.
Our fathers would be proud if we can build a society of equity and justice. This is why, on this 1st August 2024, my government is implementing the first ever new minimum wage for the workers of this country. which is effective from 1st October 2024. No worker in this country will earn less than $1,130 a month or $52 daily or $6.52 per hour. 13,000 people are expected to benefit immediately with salary increases as a result of that policy. The minimum wage does not include any payment that an employee is entitled to, such as overtime, share of service charge, commissions, bonus, or profit sharing.
While he acknowledged the aim of businesses to turn a profit, the Prime Minister has urged employers to cooperate with the government to improve the standard of living of workers.
In Grenada, former chairman of the Spice Mass Corporation, Arlie Gill, has added his voice to the growing call against the use of animals in carnival activities. The details from GBN News.
This comes after an advisory issued by the Ministry of Agriculture urging participants to refrain from using animals such as snakes, chickens, and dogs during the annual carnival celebrations.
I think that we are in an enlightened age, and growing up traditionally and so on, animals and so on were used as part of the jab display. But I believe that we know sufficiently now, and we know better now, to cease and desist from abusing animals, killing animals and using serpents and other animals as part of our jab display. I would strongly advise the jab practitioners to learn how to spell jab, how to chant and to make songs, and to use the coffin and so on and so forth to make their display. But there's absolutely no need, and it's not part of the tradition or the culture to abuse animals as part of our masquerade.
And in international news, at least 14 people have been killed in Bangladesh as clashes erupted between police and anti-government protesters who are demanding that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina step down. The latest round of tension comes as the student leaders have declared a campaign of civil disobedience against the government. We hear from the BBC that...
And what I have seen, tens of thousands of protesters are on the street and took place in different entrances of Dhaka and demanding to resign the government. This is their one-point demand at this moment now. But later it's became violent, and there was lots of clashes between the pro-ruling party supporters and with the protesters, and several are injured. But we have confirmed several deaths across the country in different districts as well, and nearly 100 injured in all over the country at this moment now. So it's kind of violent protest now.
And just remind us, how did we get here? What's the background to these protests?
The background was in the students started protesting to reform the quota system of Bangladesh, and later it sparked violence among the students when the Prime Minister comment, who is going to get this job if the freedom fighters grandchild and child do not get this job? Is the Rajakar is going to get this job? So that's the what actually sparked the anger among the students.
That's it for regional and international news.
It's difficult to predict how children will react to traumatic experiences, even those that place them in a precarious position. For this, Inspire Jamaica, the voice of consciousness from the bleeding heart of a youngster from an inner city community.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can.
Caring for a child with a gunshot wound comes with a big price tag. So imagine the expenses for Travell Walker, who is no stranger to spending time in hospital.
And he did have a kidney disorder in 2021. He admitted up there for his kidney, have a kidney disorder by the name nephrotic syndrome. He has been treated up there for it.
That is before
he got shot, so the kidney got a lick again.
That kidney disorder causes the body to pass too much protein in the urine.
It's been tough, but God always made a way for us. take us through difficult times. As everybody say, I'm a great thinker. All I can say is all the children who are breaking out in gun violence, I'm saying this to you all. Either you turn and be happy without any gun violence or nothing, than go in a gun violence and get killed.
Note how he deliberately targets those who may want to pull the trigger, which halted his childhood, but not his dreams of becoming a successful footballer.
So I can pay back all my respect for my mother and what she's been doing for 11 years.
I'm Matthew Bartels from Montefiore Health System in Bronx, New York, and I do want to encourage people to continue to support children in every way possible, especially children who've suffered traumas or losses, because they need that help, love, and inspiration to get over those things.